Okay, hello again. Now, I did a video yesterday which went on my shorts. I don't know whether it's because it wasn't long enough. I'm not sure quite what happened there, but it's on the short videos. And as I explained yesterday, although I might do the odd one or two videos on photography and my collectibles, I've kind of settled with my photography. So there isn't really a lot to be done on that respect anymore. So I'm going basically onto this new hobby, which isn't exactly new. These are my new setups, as you can see, and these are for snakes. So I want to take you on the journey of my new snakes, which will all be babies. One's coming tomorrow, two coming on Thursday. And this is the setups I've got. I've got one tub here. So I'm just trying to get all the temperatures correct. I've got a heat mat stuck under here, which just goes up to about there, up to about there. As you can see, I like to, a lot of people put them in plain tubs with not a lot in them. I prefer to give them, because I want them to be comfortable, and I want them to start eating. So and these are all on thermostats up here. This one I haven't turned on yet, and these thermostats come with these heat mats. Now, years ago you couldn't get things like that. You had to buy a separate thermostat to go on to these heat mats, but now you can buy them, because I haven't done this for a while, so these were quite new to me. So I'm just trying to set today out, because one of them's going to go in one of these tomorrow. So I'm just trying to set the temperature. Always use one of these for accuracy, and I'm just trying to, because it's got to be about 90 degrees or so at this point. It's at 87 at the moment, but of course it depends. Over the for the time being, I'm using paper towel. So on top of the paper towel, it's a little bit cooler. So, but obviously they can go under there. So I want that between 90 and 100 degrees. So I want to get all this right before they come, obviously. I'm not going to tell you which snakes are coming. The three different varieties. One I'm getting from a local breeder that's not too far away. The other two I'm having to have shipped in, because I'm just not anywhere near a reptile place, and the breeders are a bit too far away to go and pick up. But this is going to be my new journey. It's not a new hobby. It's a hobby I had many years ago, and so I've decided to start it again, because the collecting is, although I've not given up on photography or collecting. I'm just reducing it a bit. In fact, I've recently bought a collectible which will go very nicely with the snakes, because it's of a snake. So that I will show you when I get here, and I've actually going to order somebody that's making a really nice model of a snake. So collecting hasn't finished, photography hasn't finished. But as I say, with photography, I'm stuck with what I've got, and I'm quite happy with it. So there isn't really, I haven't been doing a lot of photography, so there's not much more content I can put out. So, and a lot of the collectibles like Hot Toys and that, there's so many videos of those. I just feel like I'm just repeating myself, unless I've got something particularly new that nobody's done any videos on, then I just don't think I think it's kind of run its course. So, you know, this is a new journey. So I will do the next video tomorrow when I go and pick the first one up. As I say, there'll be 3 different species. One I've had before, 2 I haven't had before. They all look very nice. I didn't want to get too big a snakes. They're all fairly small snakes and will stay small. The vivariums I will talk about later on because I know what I've chosen for them, but they don't have them in stock. But obviously they'll probably be in here for, I don't know, quite several months, maybe a year even, because they are babies. But it's difficult to gauge everything and until you actually get them, and then you can gauge the size, because I might decide this is a bit too big, but I've got other tubs on the ready if I decide one's a little bit too big. But until I see them, get them in hand, it's difficult to gauge their actual size. So I'm going to be doing that at another point. So anyway, that will be it for today, and I'll do the next video tomorrow. When I'll probably do a video when I get it home, and you can all have a look at him, and we'll see if yeah, we all like him or not. But it is a male, this one. He looks lovely. So and obviously I will talk about their care, because that's a subject that's important, and you know, I will talk about those things over the weeks as we watch them grow, and what to feed them on, etc., etc., because each different species don't have exactly the same requirements. So that's important, and so I shall go through all that as well. So till tomorrow.